with a few adjustments here and there.
The High Court issued the order today.
An order mandamus be issued against the respondents to intervene by making regulations on fees chargeable by hospitals for the management and treatment of persons suffering from COVID-19.
First of all, when we came for trial today, we're not ready for consent. We're actually shocked. We thought Attorney General, as is always the practice, would object to this case. But fortunately, when they came today, they intimated to us that they had read the pleadings, they had read the law under which the case was filed, and indeed had observed that whatever we were requesting for was within the law.
Early this week, private hospitals defended the exorbitant costs they were charging COVID-19 patients in intensive care units, indicating that the bulk of the fees went towards drugs and paying human resource attending to the invalids.
By the way, the Honorable Member talked about an injection that costed 3 million. There are actually those that can cost up to 7 million shillings. 7 million shillings, and they are needed for management of COVID.
The case was lodged by Center for Health, Human Rights and Development, or CEHAD, a watchdog for health rights, after an outcry and the failure of some families to retrieve their relatives' bodies due to unpaid bills.
We have hope that this will be put in practice. In case they don't, the judge has indicated that the courts are always open. We can always come back for contempt of court proceedings where the order has not been put in force.
However, Professor Freddie Sengoba, a health economist, says it will be difficult for such an order to be implemented because while government provides a minimum healthcare package, private hospitals provide something different.
We've always known or are used to this bare minimum, and the cost of that is usually much lower. But because of COVID, you've seen the government has put in more than 3 trillion shillings to try and boost the public sector. But the beds that they've created with that money are even not enough.
He says the cost of offering intensive care world over is very expensive, and there is no way the situation in Uganda can be different.
The private sector is trying to invest. They don't have government support. They are going to the banks. They are trying to provide the service at the same standard that should be like in Europe or America. When it comes to intensive care unit, there is no way you can say the standards for Uganda are going to be different.
The consent order, signed before Justice Philip Odoki, also compels the Medical and Dental Practitioners Association to advise the Health Minister on the reasonable chargeable fees for the treatment of COVID-19.
Isn't that the main?
Professor Sengoba says court would have done well to compel government to pay for those who are receiving ICU services in private hospitals rather than trying to control prices in those facilities.
An epidemic ideally is government responsibility. Ideally, the private coming in should be seen as helping.
It is yet to be seen how this order will be enforced, given that Uganda is a free market economy. Gillian Nantume, NTV Tonight.